Moving on to question number 8. So how do you graph 3x minus 5y equal 15 using intercepts? So before, I would always graph our line equation by finding its slope and finding its y-intercept. But in fact, all you really need to do is actually you can just find the x-intercept and y-intercept and connect those two together to find your line, right? So that's what this question is asking here. So for a line, we always know that a line has two intercepts, okay? It has an x-intercept, right? So x-intercept here, and it also has a y-intercept, okay? Let's say the y-intercept is here, okay? So it always has a y-intercept and an x-intercept. So y-intercept, and also has an x-intercept. We always know that all lines have these two intercepts, okay? And because of that, we can be able to graph our line based on given the x-intercept and the y-intercept, because you just need to connect these two dots, right? So going back to our question, how do you graph 3x minus 5y equals 15 using intercepts? Okay, so how do we graph that? Well, all we have to do is look for the intercepts. So first of all, let's try to find the y-intercept. And the y-intercept is when x equals 0. So x equals 0, then we have 3 times 0, negative 5y equals 15. And we know that our y value when x equals 0 is negative 3. So our y-intercept, when we square y-int, is 0, negative 3. So what about our x-intercept? So our x-intercept is when y equals 0. So let's say y equals 0 here. So we have 3x minus 5 times 0 equals 15. And we can solve for x value, which equals 5. So now we know that our x-intercept, or x-int, is 5 and 0. Now we can graph our line equation, or we can graph our line with this information, okay? So our x-intercept is 0 and negative 3, so it's over here. And our y-intercept is 0 and 5, which is up here. Okay, so we can now draw our line and graph our line equation without even finding the slope or anything, because we're given the two intercepts, or we found the two intercepts. So that is our line, and I'll just write the equation here, 3x minus 5y equals 15. Okay, so that is our line equation, and we found it by finding the intercepts of the equation. So yeah, oh, sorry, I reversed the graph now that I'm looking at it. It should be the other way around. I actually also didn't label the x and y axis, which you should always do. So this is x and y. So that's my mistake there. So actually the graph should look like, if we were to look at the graph, sorry about that, our graph would actually look like this. So it's just flipped. I mislabeled the axes. So let me label my axes first. Sorry about that. So x and y. So x is here, and negative 3 is here. So this is actually our line here. This poorly drawn line. Sorry, let me try one more time. Okay, so that's our line. I just flipped the axes there, and this is 3x minus 5y. Okay, so the junior tutor provided the correct solution. They found the x and y intercept, and then they graphed it here. So this is the correct solution. Good job. Cool. All right, let's move on to question number 9.